And we're back at it again in a cost no object room. And I got to tell you, I had a chance to listen to this briefly. I've never heard a Borresen speaker bi-amped.
Yeah, that's right.
First time, and let me tell you, there's a first time for everything. I was impressed. The headphone-like effect that this system throws is impressive. I sat there and I could have sworn I was wearing headphones. I mean, it is so precise, detail focused. But Tyler, tell us more about what's going on here.
Yeah, welcome to our little experiment in here. So we are in Salon 1 at the Florida Audio Expo, partnered with our great partners, Audio Group Denmark, and we've got kind of a reference system for us. So we've got the brand new T5 loudspeakers, bi-amped, and of course, this is the new box you're seeing. So this is the P588 amplifier, never before seen or shown. It is paired with our all-in-one. So up here is our reference all-in-one, coupled to this for bi-amping the loudspeakers. Cables and accessories in this room, Jay, are D level, so that's kind of middle ground.
Middle, yep.
Yeah, for ANSUS, so all in, the system's about $400K.
$400,000. I know it's a lot of money, but listen, I want to present to you systems that sound like this for a quarter of the price, and unfortunately, I just haven't found it. But if you can find one for me, I'll buy 10 of them. I'll buy 10 of them, okay? Let me know, shoot me an email if you can find systems for a fraction of this price that come close to this. It's just not possible.
Shoot me an email too.
Yeah,
I'd love to
we'll
bring
buy
them
them.
into the store.
I'll go in business. I'll start buying and reselling that level of stuff, okay?
So I'd love to introduce Lars and Peter to talk a little bit about the new
Absolutely.
speakers.
Give us.
These are the babies that we want to show the group, the new T5s.
I'll let this over to Peter.
The T5s, welcome. Thank you for being with me again. And Peter, of course, pleasure having you guys. Expand here. Give us all the good stuff about this brand new model.
So the outgoing series was the O series, and of course you've heard the M series.
Oh yeah.
So a lot of that DNA and technology has trickled into the T series. You've seen the 3D optimized for airflow baskets we made of zirconium for the M series. Right. That's the same style basket we're using in the same style motor system that has a half a kilogram of pure silver in each motor system. So cost no object, that's what we do, but it's trickled down into here. Instead of zirconium, we are now using titanium in this series, hence the reason the T series. So it's a titanium basket that we're using in it. Got it. It's not a 4-layer cone that we're using a three-layer cone, so 2 layers of spectrocarbon with the nomic honeycomb in between. And then it gets a special coating on the front instead of the thin titanium sheet that we have on the M series.
Gotcha. I like the finish, brand new finish for the brand.
Yeah.
Love it. Typically, we've seen it in like a walnut wood flat finish type now. So now it definitely looks, a lot more premium than before. So you continue to offer the white, gloss white,
gloss black, and then gloss walnut. Yeah.
And I see
you'll see there we have carbon reinforced sides.
That's real carbon.
Yeah.
So people need to understand that. Okay, that's not a fake sticker on top. That's real carbon. Okay, I want to make sure my audience
It goes all the
understand.
way down, which you can't really see in the bottom, but there's a whole carbon reinforced on the bottom of the cabinet as well.
And we are bi-amping, as you can see on the back of the speakers, all the wires. They also have the noise cancellation technology there, which is very important. Okay, this is not the same as grounding. I want to make sure you guys understand that. Okay, Tyler already talked about that. This is not grounded. This is something very, very exclusive to the brand, which certainly lowers the noise, right, and gives you, in turn, a lot of information behind things that you typically wouldn't pick up from the more affordable models. I'm glad to see the M series now trickling down a lot of the technology into the T. It's been a tough, but that's just evolution, right?
But I mean, that's what we do. And the same thing with the 88 series electronics for AVIC, that's the 880 that's trickling in technology. Yeah, it's not pure Class A, but it's Class D, but it's our Class D. But the cabinets, the chassis are, same construction, where we're having the sandwich construction at top and bottom with a carbon resin in between. So it's...
What's the power handling on those speakers?
A lot.
This will be interesting.
I mean, we are firing 600 watts into them right now.
No, 600 watts, and no problems. And the biggest thing I've heard, again, my first time listening to a bi-amp Borresen speaker. I've heard all of them, but this is the first time in which I hear 2 dedicated channels per side. And it's just, again, this feeling that you're wearing headphones that I cannot describe. And it's, again, it speaks about the power, the effortlessness of the speaker.
Yeah.
The imaging is second to none. You've known that I've made, a lot of videos speaking about the imaging of this particular loudspeaker brand. And it's very, very like just smooth. Like there is absolutely no compression. You can hear deep into the recording. Soundstage is as tall as you want it to be. So it leaves nothing to be desired, what I heard. I'm actually, to be honest with you, very candidly, I gotta say this, I'm the most impressed here, like, that I've ever been with any Borresen speaker, and I just don't know if it's the biamping that's blowing me away at the moment, or what, or maybe this is something you guys need to continue to do into the going forward, but I am like shocked at what the speakers do. Biamped.
Biamped is amazing what happens, and then that's why all our speakers from the C series, C2s and the C3s are also biampable.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and the
That's
T3s that you saw up here, same thing.
And of course the whole
Give
future.
us. I want you to tell me what's the reasoning now for biamping, because in the early days when you did the O2 and the other models, you never had that. Now the O5 was the only one that I remember having that capability. Why? What's going on? Why is now the desire for biamping?
You learn every day. Biamping in general have had a few issues actually, but when you start to have the quality drivers as we have, when you start to have the crossover parts in the quality we have, it starts to make sense. You get more control, you get headroom, and what you pay for is of course the scale of the music.
Yes.
And this is a big, huge scale. Of
Yes.
music.
Huge.
It's like high performance cars. When you go from 300 to 500, you pay a lot more.
Right.
But you get the dynamic headroom, and that's what biamp can do when you do it right.
And one thing actually that I actually told Tyler about, which is really good about what they offer, is the fact that if you buy their amplifiers, remember they're matched in terms of power, so you don't really need an external crossover to be dialing in when you have mismatches in terms of wattage, right? You may have an amplifier that's 100 watts, and then you now have another one that's 300 watts. Then you're tinkering with gains and all of that. They sell you the amps that work right out of the gate without you needing to add an external crossover, which is huge in order to add more simplicity to the system.
Yeah, it has to be simple.
That's key.
And
Simplicity.
that's the art.
Well, and the fact that you guys are again given turnkey systems so that no one out there has to be doing what I do. It's painful, it's costly, you lose a lot of money in doing so. And so it's great to see that you continue to definitely make advancements. And I'm happy to see that a lot of the expensive technology on the M6s made its way even to C1, right? I mean, it
has really been a tough job because to trickle down from the M the whole way down to what we have upstairs, the XSL L1s upstairs.
Yeah.
We couldn't make a speaker like this without doing the M series.
Yeah, so you learn a lot through the M series. Of course, a much higher price point proposition, but now those of you that couldn't afford the M series, now you can look into the T series and be happy to know that a lot of this crazy technology, great technology in the M series made its way into a much more affordable loudspeaker model. So it's great to see finally the T going around.
Finally is the key word, right?
Yes.
Because a lot of people will sometimes criticize Audio Group Denmark for always pushing the envelope. And I think this is a great time to remind people, we launched the O series in 2017 or 18.
Yeah, so it's
So it's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
And most brands don't keep speakers current for that long. The average lifespan for a loudspeaker brand is about 5 years. So they actually held on to them for like, what, eight?
8 years.
So it's longer than usual.
What you see with us is, we're not just coming out with new products. What we have done, we have expanded upon what we have. The Z series was, 5 years old? It just got replaced by the C series. And the O series, I said, 8 years.
Yep.
So,
and that gives you enough time to make improvements,
but
real
what we
improvements.
have done in the meantime is we did the M project with all the M speakers and the 880s and AVIC, and all that stuff has trickled down. The new Access brand and the X series of speakers are add-on price points that we did not have before.
Right.
So, and so the X3s was 3 years ago. You and I were here first time.
Yeah.
So time flies.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're absolutely right. And the one thing, the restriction we got when we came to market 8 years ago was the speaker was incredible. Everyone loved the sound of it. You remember, but people go, "You guys start at 45 grand."
Yep.
And so the team has done an amazing job. Now we just showed you a taste of this for 3,800.
Right.
So it's
Which many brands don't really want to even bother with. You're not going to see high-end audiophile brands usually entering very affordable propositions like the affordable line that they have, the Access line, right? You're going to see great performance for, a fraction of the cost of their big boy offerings. And last but not least, I wanted to ask you something about the rooms, because I get a lot of emails all the time, people inquiring about room treatments. I never really see fully treated rooms with Borresen speakers in general. And so maybe you can articulate a little bit about perhaps not needing a lot of acoustic treatments with Borresen speakers. Tell us a little bit.
Lars answer
Or
this
Lars.
one, yeah.
Because look,
You're welcome to. Lars has
There's a lot of ideas how to play, where to place your speakers.
okay,
And in general, I think after more than 50 years of experience, I think most are positioning the speakers in the wrong spot.
okay,
I think there's only one spot for any speaker, and it's the same spot, by the way, is where the room have less influence than anywhere else. So the only thing we take care of when we're out on a show like this, the only room tuning we have in this conference or ballroom is these fake green plants.
look around the room right now so you can see the whole room. There isn't any real, there's no room treatment really. And the speakers, I hear no interaction with the room at all. Again, I felt like I was wearing headphones when I sat there. So that was quite impressive.
Well, it's $75 each, so it's
That's a heavy investment. That
Yeah.
one there.
at IKEA.
So you have to take care of the first reflection, but you need help to line up speakers anyway. And we actually, we have been talking about speaker position before, you and I.
Yep.
But we have a video on YouTube where I'm telling you the way we do it, and I think you do exactly the same, Tyler. Is that right?
And it works.
There is only one position in the room for any speaker, except the speaker's meant to be placed in the corner or up to the front wall. So there's only one.
Do you feel like all your speakers throughout the entire line of products that you offer, are they the same way in terms of the positioning, or do they get placed different depending?
If you took the X1s from upstairs, I would put them in exactly the same spot
Really?
as these babies. Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome to
So
know.
I don't think speakers have a different position, and it's where I disagree with more or less the whole industry. I think we are off track there in a big way.
Here's a question that I have. It just popped into my head, and I'm going to put you on blast. Give me the exclusive. Are we going to see subwoofers this year?
You know that.
Oh, come on now.
That will be available.
My audience wants to know because I keep being
in
asked.
general, I don't like subwoofers because you hear them. When you can hear the bass like, I'm off.
Okay.
That's maybe you have better sound, but you have less music because you can't. The first thing I'm listening to if I go to see you in your room, I listen to your system is the bass line. Do the same when you walk around. Follow the bass line. If you're saying you're off track, go out of there. It can only be sound. It cannot be music because the bass line is do 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 do. Very simple. It's a music line, and that's what people are not listening for. They're listening to sound, and we have an issue there because we are actually not listening in frequencies. We're listening in transients. Einstein, he was absolutely right that we are all energy. Of course, music is energy, and energy is instant, where sound and light is in space and time.
Right.
And that's why we're listening in transient. Of course, the time alignment has to be right that the treble and the mid and the bass hit your ear at the same time. You also have to have a tonal balance you can live with. But we're listening transient, and that means from zero energy to here and back as precise as you can get it. And if you don't have the precision, it's not music anymore, sorry. Right. It can only be sound. And then there'll be around 7.5 million ideas how it should sound, because we have no clue.
Very true.
What microphone
Very
is
much
used, what guitar is playing. It's a very rare Stradivarius violin you're listening to. You have no idea really. Yeah. So for speaker position, there's only one.
Okay, so no subs?
They're coming.
All right, there you go.
We are.
I got him to
We are actually going to show them at the Exponent show.
I got him to talk, okay, for you all. There is subs coming finally for Borresen loudspeakers, so I'm actually happy.
Epiphany room.
There you go. There you
Yeah.
go.
So high quality subs is something you really need when they're good.
He doesn't believe in subs, but he's gonna have
What if
to.
they're not good?
Yeah, I mean we got a what is it called M. We're not going to call it subwoofers. What was it?
Borresen bass modules.
BBM.
Yeah.
Borresen bass module.
Yeah.
Borresen bass modules.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good name.
So that's
I
a
didn't know it was
difference.
going to stick with you when I threw it out there.
I guess
I don't know if the marketing is going to accept it. Don't you sure?
Don't you think, Jay? It's got a nice
I like it. It's got a nice ring to
very
it.
unique.
It does.
Do something that I have not heard any subwoofers.
Yeah, I've heard them, by the way.
I've heard them. So I don't know if they changed since I saw them. If they made more
They've only gotten
enhancements.
better.
Yeah,
what
I
you
figure
heard.
that. I
It's
figure.
not
So that
only-
was
no,
it was a
development,
premature
right?
model what I saw. I get that.
It's not only more bass, it's more everything. The clean
More
up
air,
music.
more body. Yeah, more. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
get.
a pretty strange setup, and this way it works.
I am pretty excited to bring those brand new bass modules. Okay,
Borresen bass module.
Borresen bass modules
model.
to my audience, so you guys that have already purchased Borresen speakers might have something to look into now going
Or
forward.
maybe any speaker.
Or maybe any speaker for that matter, right? Because at the end of the day, I did like what I heard at the factory because they blend very seamless with your speakers. When you did the job, I was very impressed with what I heard. You cannot locate them. And so I'm excited to see them. Hopefully at Expona, we get to get a first look.
Have to be there.
Okay, so we're going to get to see them at Expona. Make sure you guys are tuning in for that.
Yeah.
Anything else? Any last closing thoughts?
No, thank you
No,
very
I
much
think
anyway.
we covered it pretty well.
So,
Listen to some music.
and this room is the...
Salon 1, it's called.
Okay, so make sure you come to Salon 1 here at the Florida International Audio Show, okay? Check this room out. Cost no object room. I promise you, when you sit in this chair in the middle, you're not going to forget what you hear. It is phenomenal. First time you're going to get to hear Biamp Borresen speakers, okay? First time ever, so you cannot miss that experience. Make sure you come in and check them out.
We hope the show it can't go on. We used to have it all, but now's our curtain call.
It's a holographic feeling.
For the applause. Oh, 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 oh. And wave out to the crowd and take our final bow. Oh, it's our time to go, but at least we stole.
Make sure you come to the room Salon 1 room at the Florida International Audio Show. This is a system you must hear. So much air, space, width, height. Lacks absolutely nothing, folks. Wow. I am beyond impressed with a Borresen speaker that's Biamped. Beyond impressed. Very, very impressed.
You know that we are so bad. This is fading, but the band plays on now.
Cost no object room here that you guys need to be a part of. If you've never heard a Biamped Borresen speaker, you need to come into this room and listen to the T5 Borresen speakers, the replacement of the O5 series. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more coverage from the Florida International Audio Show.